So let's talk about the indicators or the signs a man gives when he wants to take the relationship deeper. When he wants you to be the one and only, he's willing to commit to you. Because how a man thinks and acts when he's made that decision that he can see you as someone super important in his life is very different than when he's discovery process, when he's kind of figuring things out and discovering, how much do I like her and do I really like her? And so we've got 7 signs that your man has already made that decision that you are the one for him, or at least the person that he wants to commit to. And so sign number 1 is he confidently makes future plans with you. So when a man has already committed, there's no question whether or not he's going to be with you in the future. In fact, he wants to be with you in the future. And so he starts making long range plans. He finds out who your favorite band is and he buys tickets to that concert and it's 6 months from now. The guy who isn't sure has a hard time buying movie tickets for Friday night. Because he's like, is there something better going to be coming on Friday? The guy who isn't sure has a hard time locking in plans for where you're going to eat this weekend. He's hesitant to tell you what's going on. That's the opposite of the man who is already committed in his heart and his mind. He's talking about the holidays. He's talking about, where should we go on vacation this next summer or this next fall? And he's already thinking about those things, and it's just default for him. He might not even know that he's doing this. So when you start to hear him talk about plans that are multiple months in advance, know this, in his heart, he has already chosen you. The second sign that you'll notice is you start to spend most of your weekends together. And this sort of happens organically. There's consecutive weekends. The two of you just want to spend as much time as you can together. And so you'll think back and you're like, wow, we've spent the last 5 weekends together. Those prime time moments when he could be having dates with other people and he's not, because he's not interested in other people. He's interested in you. The guy who's super into you is going to clear his calendar and try to get as many of those weekends with you as possible. And number 3, and this is really important, is his interest cues are congruent. In other words, his verbal interest cues and his behavioral interest cues match. What he says and does aligns. And so, because a lot of guys will talk a really good game because it feels good. When you're together, he'll shower you with compliments and how beautiful you are and how interested in you he is. But if he's not backing that up with action, meaning he's not calling you, texting you, trying to find time when the two of you can meet, where it's really tough, I've got my kids this weekend, I've got a project next weekend, and it's 3 weekends to a month before he can see you. That guy might be somewhat interested, but he's not trying to commit. He's not making this a priority, this relationship a priority in his life. The guy who's super into you is going to create time. When he says he's going to call, he calls. When he says he's super interested in you, you'll see that backed up with action by prioritizing the relationship, by carving out time, by canceling plans with other people or other things so that he can actually spend time with you. And number 4 is you'll notice his language will start to change when you are committed. He might want to put a label on the two of you and ask you to be his girlfriend. Or when he's introducing you to a group of his friends, he's not going to say, hey, this is Michelle, or whatever your name is. He's going to label it. Hey, this is my girlfriend, Michelle. And if he hasn't talked to you about it, he's going to try to put something official to it. This is the guy who wants to commit because he knows he doesn't want you seeing anybody else, because he doesn't want to see anybody else. And so his language will start to become more formal around the relationship to match his level of desire for you. And number 5 is you're going to see him start to test the waters around your level of commitment for him. And so he may take down his dating profile, and you'll see that and you'll ask him about it. And he's like, yeah, I'm just not really interested in dating other people. Wondering what you're going to say if you're going to take down your dating profile, or if you're going to say you're not dating anyone else. And so he'll float these ideas by you just to see if you feel the same way he does. Because as you know, he doesn't know exactly where your heart and mind is at this time. You guys haven't fully committed to each other yet. You haven't had those conversations. And so there's a bit of dancing that's going on around not wanting to be rejected, not wanting to scare you off. Sometimes when a guy just starts to fall for you, he's wondering, are you feeling the same way back for him? And if he comes on too strong, he's going to chase you away. And so he starts to kind of put out feelers like, Hey, so, I'm thinking maybe we could spend this next few weekends together. He starts putting things out there to find out if you're matching his level of intensity of feeling and desire for the relationship. And number 6 is really about your own experience. When a man really has a desire to commit to you and you want to be in an exclusive relationship, you'll feel this sense of peace. You'll feel a sense of congruence, a sense of groundedness, like, oh, this fits, like everything he says, everything he does, the way we're interacting, this is all moving in the direction that feels really, really good to me. You will have it feel really, really good. When things aren't aligned with what you would want, let's say you don't want to be committed, and he really does, you'll feel this angst, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have this conversation soon with him. Or if you do want to be committed, but you can feel that he's wobbly, he's not really in, he's still exploring other options, you won't have this peace of mind. You want to really pay attention. You are connected to infinite intelligence. Your intuition is brilliant. So you want to pay attention to that. My wife could sense it. When we were dating, there was this period where I got cold feet, where we had dated for about a year and I was exploring things. And right before I was going to make the move to fully commit, I started to really question my own intuition, question myself, question whether or not she was the one. I went through this whole phase of uncertainty and she could feel it. And you know what she was picking up on? The fact that I wasn't making future plans. I wasn't talking about us next year or in my vision. And sure enough, I was uncertain. And so we went through our process that really helped me go deep and get really clear that really, truly, she is the one that I wanted. But point here is trust your intuition. And if something's off, bring it up. And if you're at peace, that's a really, really good sign that things are headed in the right direction. And sign number 7 is unmistakable. And that is he will ask you to be exclusive. And the reason I want to include this one, because it might seem like, well, that's obvious, because so often we make assumptions that if he hasn't asked because of his behavior is congruent, we're spending every weekend together and all these things, that he is exclusive. My suggestion is assume that you're not exclusive until you've had the conversation. Don't give up exclusive privileges until you've had the conversation, until you've verbalized it, until there's an agreement between the two of you that yes, you are going to be exclusive. Because too many times there's just a misunderstanding because there was an assumption made. Oh, I just assumed we were exclusive. But the man who really does want to be with you, he's going to bring it up. He's going to have that conversation. And so if he's acting in those ways, you can bring it up where you can say, hey, my friend was asking me the other day, are we exclusive? Are we seeing other people? Or are we, because she wanted to introduce me to somebody. And I was like, I'm not quite sure what to say. I don't really want to see other people, but I've never asked you where you're at. When your man has this conversation with you, of course, it means he wants to commit to you. So my question for you is, what signs have you found a man does when he wants to commit to you? Go ahead and post that in the comment section below. Here's to your amazing love life. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.